All right, we're back with question 4, and again we're checking to see if it is in the general form of a quadratic expression. It is. 1 goes there. The value of A is clearly 1. The value of B is negative 16, and the value of C is 63. And again, B is negative 16, and AC simply means A times C, which in this case is 1 times 63, and that is going to give us 63. So we need to focus now on the factors of 63. So 1 times 63 is 63, and 3 times 21 is 63, and 7 times 9 is 63, and I can't think of any more factors other than those that we're seeing here. So 1, 3, 7, 9, 21, 63 are all factors. But again, the reason why I've done it like this, say 1 times whatever, 3 times whatever, is to make it easier to identify the pairs that we're going to split the negative 16x into. Remember, it's all about splitting the negative 16x into 2 pieces, and that is the objective. So let's go ahead and try to figure out those 2 numbers now. So which 2 numbers, and we're already seeing the combination, we just have to watch sign now. Which 2 numbers, when we add together, we get negative 16, and when we multiply those same 2 numbers, we get positive 63, and those 2 numbers will be negative 7 and negative 9. If I add these 2, I'm going to get negative 16. If I multiply these 2, I'm going to get positive 63. So I now know how to break those pieces. So it would simply be x squared minus 7x minus 9x, because this is going to give me back the minus 16x, and plus 63. By factorization, by grouping, x is common in the first 2 terms, then we have x minus 7 in the bracket. We have minus 9, which is common in the 2 terms, and we have x minus 7 in the bracket, because minus 9 times minus 7 is positive 63. So the final answer would be x and minus 9 in one bracket, and x minus 7 in the other bracket. All right, let's move on to question number 5. So here's question number 5. And when the numbers get bigger, you just take your time and focus. Make sure you don't miss out any factors. So again, we're checking to see if it's in the general form. And yes, it is. So we can clearly see that A is 7, B is minus 3, watch the signs, and C is minus 20. So again, B is negative 3, and AC simply means A times C, which in this case it is 7 times minus 20, which gives us minus 140. And all we need to know is list the factors of 140. So 1 times 140 gives us 140. 2 times 70 gives us 140. 4, I believe, times 35 is going to give us 140. 7 also times 20 is going to give us 140. And 10 times 14. So the factors of 140 are 1, 2, 4, 7, 10, 14, 20, 35, 70, and 140. Those are all the factors. But again, I've written the combination, so it's easier to identify the 2 numbers. Again, just have to watch out the signs. So which of these 2 numbers, when added together, gives you negative 3? And when you multiply those same 2 numbers, you're going to get negative 140. So if you look closely at this, negative 31 is what B is. My apologies. So B is negative 31, so I'm just clarifying that. So again, the 2 numbers that we'll be looking for would be negative 35 and positive 4, because negative 35 added to 4 is going to give us negative 31, and if you multiply negative 4 by negative 35, you're going to get negative 40. All right, so just emphasizing that B is actually negative 31 again. So I'm going to break up this into those 2 pieces now, negative 35 and negative 35x and positive 4x. So I'm just going to rewrite that. So it's 7x squared, all right, minus 35x plus 4x minus 20. So now I can go ahead and factorize by grouping. So 7x is common here, so it's x minus 5. And then when I look at positive 4x and negative 20, Positive 4 is common, and x minus 5 is there. So the final answer would be 7x plus 4 in one bracket and x minus 5 in the other bracket. So again, just emphasizing that b is actually negative 31 and not negative 3. All right, let's move on to question number 6. Now, I think some persons were commenting on this one, but I just want to emphasize that the first thing you want to find out if this is a quadratic expression or not. So is it in the general form? And again, I'm using k because k is in the expression. And the question is, yes, it is in the general form, because what is missing here is c, and in this particular case, c is 0. So a is in fact 7, b is in fact positive 9, and c is in fact 0. Now, I know what the answer is to this already, because in this particular case, I'm not going to go through this because this happens to be simple factorization, right? But if those persons went through this route and said b is 9 and ac means 7 times that, I'm going to give you 0, then we're going to have an issue here, because now the product of ac is 0 and the factors of 0 is any number actually, so it could be 9 times 0 as well. So 9 times 0 is actually 0. But really and truly, it's not going to make any sense because 0 is going to be there. So what we have actually is simple factorization. So those persons who had an issue with this is actually simple factorization. So what is common in the two term is actually k. So what you should have is 7k plus 9, and that would have been sufficient, because this in essence is not going to take you anywhere really, because of the fact that the product of AC is 0. So this is simply simple factorization there. All right, no biggie. All right, let's look at question 7. All right, question 7. Again, yes, it's in the general form. All right, and again, what you want to do is to make sure that you correctly identify the values of A, B, and C. So in this particular case, A is 7, B is minus 45, and C is minus 28. So B is in fact minus 45. AC is a product of 7 and minus 28, which in this particular case is minus 196. So what we want to do is list all the factors for 196 now. So 1 times 196, so 1 and 196 are two factors. 2 and 98, those are the other two factors there. And 4 and 49, I believe, those are two factors as well. 7 times 28 is going to give you 196, and also 14 times 14 is going to give you 196, and there aren't any more factors. So 1, 2, 4, 7, 14, 196, 98, 49, 28, 14. Those are all factors of minus 196. And again, I have the combinations here. I just need to figure out the signs now. So which two numbers when added together give you negative 45, and the same two numbers when you multiply gives you negative 196. And those two numbers would be negative 49 and positive 4, because negative 49 added to 4 is going to give you negative 45, and negative 4 times negative 49 is going to give you negative 196. So I know how to split this now. So it's simply going to be 7x squared minus 49x plus 4x minus 28. So then I can factorize by grouping. So 7x is common there. So it's x minus 7. And positive 4 is common here. So it's x minus 7. So the final answer will be in one bracket 7x plus 4, 7x plus 4, and in the other bracket x minus 7. So all you have to do is pay attention to signs and systematically work it out. And this part is important in trying to figure out two numbers to break up the minus 45x. So you take your time and look through and you work. We still have two more questions to go through, but I'm going to stop the video here. And I hope you found this video insightful so far. When we come back, we'll tackle all the two questions.